Thank you for viewing another session of DIY Yamaha Zuma 125. What I wound up doing here is I wanted to get an extra battery on the Zuma here. Reason being is I don't want to have an auxiliary plug in there for charging my phone or what have you and drawing off the battery and being stranded. So I wanted to find a place to put this. So I had to come up with this device. What I wound up using are your basic strap clips, and you could sew these any length you want, and that's what I wound up using. Is I have some really good thread. It's made for sewing this type of material. So therefore I'll show you what I wound up doing is taking a battery that I had from Verizon. It's for one of their boxes. We wound up changing carriers and so forth and so on. I wound up with this battery. So it's a 12-volt battery. The plate I made is basically probably made out of maybe half or 3/8 of plastic. And what I wound up doing is taking the strapping, drilling a hole, and using a jigsaw, just cutting a slot in there so I can feed it through. And then once I got it through, that's when I started doing my sewing. And basically made a cradle for it. Put 2 screws in it, and I wound up using screws that we use for hurricane shutters around the house. And they're a stainless steel, so I don't have to worry about them rusting. I'll show you where I mounted this in a few minutes once I get this all set up. And what I did is I wound up making these holes pretty tight, and then screwed these into there, so basically threaded it right into the plastic. And now I'm going to take the battery, show you how I mounted it. Put the first one on, clip it in. This one you make a little longer so you're away from the terminals. Same thing. Now it's on there. It's not going to move side to side. It's not going to move up or down. It's stationary. So now to come to mounting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, go to the bottom of the vehicle, down where the kick pan is here. Now I already pre-wired it. So what I wound up doing is I got my positive and my negative lead, and you can see the leads on the battery. So I'm going to hook it up. And now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove it into this cavity because there's quite a bit of room up here. And what it'll do is it'll go right back towards the other back part where the stock battery is. Now where these posts are, I wound up drilling 2 holes in the bottom tray, and they're going to fit right in there. And it's a nice tight fit. It might take me a little bit to get it in here. And there's one, and there's the other. I'm going to take my wing nut, get back up a little bit so you can get a better view. Tighten that down. Put the other one on. Now I was really unsure about where I wanted to mount the accessory plug. But if you can see, if you can get under here a little more so you can see where I mounted it, and it's quite stable. I mean, it's got a little bouncy room to it, but the weight of the battery is going to keep it down. There's really nothing in the way of the terminals. It's a perfect match. So now that we're all done down here, we're going to come up to where I mounted the plug. And I mounted the plug right here. You got your stock screw that goes inside of this panel right here. Just pull that out, but you're going to need a longer one because this plate is flat. I wound up getting a socket at Walmart. It was like $5-6, and I painted it black because it was silver. And then it's got a watertight plug on top. Pop that off, and I take my charger cord and place it in, and lo and behold, I have power going to my accessory. So that's pretty much about it. I thank you for viewing, and hopefully you could use this tip. Please post comments, subscribe. Thank you.